G'day ladies and gents, welcome to Xrissart and thanks for joining me. And in this painting demonstration I will be talking about watercolour and it's more of a conversation about watercolour and my relationship with watercolour. You will know me mostly for painting pastels, pastel paintings with pan pastels, soft pastels, and just wanted to talk about how I am madly in love with watercolour but have not been able to master it the way I wanted to. As we all know, that watercolour, I wanted to go one way and it wants to go another. So I will go into my relationship with it and what I'm discovering with at the moment. The watercolour paints that I'm using are the Roman Szmal, and in fact they're called Aquarius extra fine watercolours by Roman Szmal, and the Renesans. Also, the surface that I'm using is the Strathmore 400 series watercolour, and it's in a sketchbook actually. It's the soft cover and it's cold press. So I've decided to paint a portrait. I just sketched out my portrait and have used Pebeo magic masking with a magic masking marker. You hadn't seen that, I've done that beforehand, and wanted to mask off the areas that I wanted to leave light. Or white, rather, I should say. This one is the Pebeo one. I did mention that. So I go ahead and I've marked off the white areas, and I've now discovered that it's probably best, it sort of works separately or differently to the pastels that I've been using. For example, with pastels you layer dark, or you layer your darks first and then you wanted to bring up your highlights, so then you add in your whites and your lights. But in this case it's absolutely different. It's the opposite. So so there is that, of course, and I've decided to take my time. I think that was the most important part, in taking my time getting to know the medium. The brushes that you see me using from time to time is that you will see I'm using the Series 7, the Finest Sable by Winsor and Newton. I'm also using the Kolinsky Seawhite Sable, that's number 6, and I'm also using at times the Seawhite, again Kolinsky Sable, number 2. I'm also using Princeton number 8 Neptune. These are just gorgeous brushes, I've got to say. Gorgeous brushes, and they just did exactly what I wanted them to do. So that's with the brushes, so if you happen to ask for the brushes. With the palette, I use a ceramic palette. I find that is probably the best, and I mean sometimes I'll even use a plate or a dish of some kind, some ceramic plate or dish, anything that's going to help me mix those colors. You will see that, and you might even see from the corner of this on this video that I've got the metal cases that I've got. I'm not really sure about mixing, although that's okay in a pinch, you know what I mean, but you get to see the colours mixing best in the ceramic surface. So my relationship with watercolour, there have been ups and downs in the past. I love this medium so much. The reason why I love it so much is because I love the luminosity. I love that beautiful glow that you get when you're laying down your watercolour. And of course, I found with this particular brand, now I've got quite a few brands and I wanted to give this brand a really good go, and honestly, for the value, they are just beautiful. Again, it is an artist quality. They are artist quality paints, just gorgeous colours. I've discovered that I have a few favourite colours, and there's a particular one in the Renesans. It's the 401, which is like a moon glow, and it's beautiful and granulating, and you see some beautiful, perfect for shadows, particularly when you see me using that colour underneath the chin and perhaps maybe the lashes and stuff like that. And there's this lovely beautiful pigment. When it dries, there's this beautiful purple that comes through, just gorgeous for shadows. Yes, really beautiful. Now sorry, I'm going to carry on a bit, so you'll have to excuse me. This is very much unscripted, so it's just going with how I feel at the moment, and I'm so terribly excited when I'm talking about watercolour, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. Not quite sure if I'm going to master it, but I'm definitely going to give it a very good bash at it. So here you see me mixing colours, and trying to figure out what my darks are and what my lights are. And waiting for areas to dry as I'm doing that. I particularly like, I'm using the wet on wet method, which I'm finding very easy to do. Also, I'm finding it very easy to blend, and I have to get it at the right moment. And by using water or adjusting my, the pigment in the brush, I'm adjusting the water, and when I'm picking up the water in my brush, things like that. These are the things that I'm actually thinking about. And here you see me using I'm not quite sure whether it's the Kolinsky Sable number 6 or the Series 7 fine Sable brush. Both of those I'm getting a really gorgeous point, as you can see with that brush. I think it is the Winsor & Newton Series 7, number 7. So again, the watercolor wants to go one way and I wanted to go another. So I think somehow we've come, watercolor and I have come to an agreement. I think we have to agree to disagree. I think that's the only way that I can describe it. And just accept that watercolor is going to do what it wants to do. And I believe that you can get details, and that just comes with practice. And I know that I need to practice quite a bit. The paintings and the artwork that I've seen that watercolor artists do, I am just in awe and inspired, constantly inspired. So this is what's getting me going. And just getting to know your medium. I think that's with anything that you pick up, any medium that you pick up, whether it be acrylics or oils or pastels or watercolor, you name it. It's getting to know your medium. And I think by doing little studies like this is perfect. Perfect. So as you can see, the masking fluid that I've used, or the masked areas, this is working wonderfully. So I'm able to work around those areas. And of course we know to get white you know, unless if you wanted to use gouache at the end, of course. I didn't, and I didn't want to use gouache. I just wanted to use the paper as the white, and you know, and to work at it this way. So now you've seen, now I've taken off the, in this situation here, now I've taken off the film. I've rubbed it with my fingers and it's come off now. And now I just want to gently just layer certain areas that I want white. And there are certain areas which I wanted to cover very lightly with my with watercolor. I didn't want to show white straight away. I just wanted a nice little gradual change. I also wanted to also mention I have a Patreon channel. I'll leave all the description. I'll leave all the details in the description box below. If you have enjoyed this video demonstration, please leave a like and share. My name is Chrissy. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, keep on keeping on.